Hey, real estate investors. Today, let's talk about York County, Pennsylvania, and dig into why we think it's a great great investment market right now, and why we personally have chosen York County. York is a unique county set up for a lot of growth, and we are really excited about what the growth looks like there coming out of York County. So let's dig into the county and chat about why we think it's a good investment. All right. So here is the boundaries of York County. York County is an interesting market in itself, and it continues to see a lot of growth, but there is a lot of rural areas as well. And so one of the things that we've noticed in York County that gets us really excited is all the growth and building and businesses really coming into York County as a whole. So York is kind of uniquely positioned right now. A lot of major fairways through York. Number one, obviously, you can see there Route 83. 83 goes north and south here through York. It North of York is Harrisburg, capital of Pennsylvania. And then we also have Route 76, which is the Pennsylvania Turnpike. We have Route 83, continuing up through, we have 81 going across, going up towards Allentown markets. And then it also, 76 will go out west towards Pittsburgh. And then obviously 80, 78, excuse me, and the Pennsylvania Turnpike all kind of go up to New York City. But that's not just where it goes. And then just south of them is Baltimore and Washington, D.C. And so Philadelphia being right over here. So we're seeing a lot of major businesses setting up warehouses and structures specifically right along 83 here. And so we're seeing some big businesses here that are just setting up those shops because of the major truck routing and what we're seeing through York County as a whole. Now, some people might think, well, that's good for now, and you won't see much growth of actual businesses coming and growing out of York. But that's kind of the opposite. We feel like we've seen a lot of businesses really setting roots down here in York. So one of the businesses that's been here for a while actually is Harley Davidson, just off of Route 30 and 83 right here in East, what they would call East York, I guess, a little further east, but out here. And so we're seeing some big businesses like that continue to stay. And Hanover being another one, they got a nice little business over there called Hanover Pretzels. If you guys ever had their pretzels, great little pretzels and business that they got going on there as well. So I do like York because of the strategic, um, just an hour and a half to Philadelphia, a couple hours to New York, Allentown area, maybe an hour and a half maybe to Baltimore, DC type markets. So you're not far off. And so you have such a huge markets within that, and having those warehouses, having those point of disbursement and businesses coming out of the York market, we're seeing a lot of growth there. Building galore in the Dover markets and the Red Line markets, and as well as the Hanover markets. Even though Hanover doesn't have, Route 83 over here, it does have another major route that kind of goes down through there. Um, but yeah, definitely a little bit more building construction right along the 83 market, from businesses to residential. And we're just seeing a lot of growth and planning there within York County as a whole. It gets a little more rural. So you start talking about rural York. It's definitely going to be rural in the southeast side here, especially along the river, as well as west of 83 and before Hanover is a little more rural as well. And then you kind of get Dover's a really nice town, Red Line's a really nice town, kind of these nice towns just surrounding York City as a whole, which are really nice markets that I like personally. Just a lot of good price to rent ratios still, and we're seeing some good things there, and growth again as well. Just still seeing a lot of growth, but it does get a little more rural out up towards this way. around Round Top Mountain Resort, and then obviously you get into Camp Hill, Mechanicsburg, as Dolphin, in Adams County. So I'm saying that wrong. I'm drawing a blank on Adams County now. Adams County's over here, but I'm drawing a blank on what county that is now. This is Dauphin County, but Carlisle, all of these is another major area that we like as well. Just price point and everything, just major routes going in and out, and just seeing a lot of growth in those markets as well. And just really classy areas here as well. Some really good suburbs of outside of Harrisburg there. So yeah, we're seeing some growth there, and we really like what we see coming out of York there. So Perry County, there we go. I was remembering something, but the Perry County would be out a little further here. Is where that is. So Cumberland, wow, Perry's a little north of me here. That's what I thought. So Perry County here, Cumberland County here, and so we see both Cumberland and York kind of similar projections right now, at least in what I'm seeing as a whole. Some big hubs, and a lot of businesses coming out of those areas. But these are rural areas, right and around York, but and just seeing a lot of growth right off 83, and really liking that growth, in what we're seeing. So if we zoom in on York City as a whole, a lot of times we're also looking at the city, and what they're planning, what they're doing, how are they allowing for growth, or are they trying to squash maybe the investor a little bit? There's certain markets that we could say in Pennsylvania that are try to squash the investor a little bit, rightfully so, maybe because there's been some investors that come in and are slumlords and don't take care of the property, and so forth. But at the end of the day, sometimes can be a little heavy-handed and smack the good investors that want to do good in a city, and just get run down and beat up in those. York is not one of those markets. Now they will do inspections. They will have a rental inspections. They will have some things there, but overall, it's not a ton of major fees and that kind of thing. And so they're a little bit easier to work with you. They know if you're wanting to put the time, effort, and energy in to fix it up and make it nice, they want to do the right thing as well. But there's certain things you got to follow and so forth as well. So I'm going to talk about York City, and I'm going to kind of expand out through York. Is unique as there's a couple good areas, couple rougher areas, but all in all is a very good market. It's not high crime, maybe like Philadelphia. Certain parts of Philadelphia would be, but there is crime. It's a city, so there is that. And so we're going to highlight a few things. We have WellSpan York Hospital right here, in this area here, and then we have York College right here as well, and we're seeing some York colleges here. And around this area, I want to say, sorry, it keeps popping up. I want to say kind of this area of Penn Park, maybe out towards the college. I know College Avenue, Princess Avenue. Some of these streets here they're college housing, and so there can be some parties going along those every now and then. But all in all, this area right here, and all of these areas down here are excellent markets. This over here as well, just absolutely nice properties built usually 1920s, 30s, 40s, into the 60s as well, and just usually some solid brick homes. Some of the homes you get into the inner city, row homes, some of the plaster is very typical to start to deteriorate and fall apart. So you just got to be careful about a couple of the maintenance issues when it comes to these older homes that we've seen built in inside York City itself. So another area that's really nice, obviously anything east of 83 is going to be great properties, single family homes typically. is what you're going to see in those markets there. This area here is pretty nice as well. Sherman Avenue is kind of that line, maybe that anything west of there. This area is kind of rough. Now you get in the square of York here. Obviously, you're going to have a nicer shops, nicer buildings, and all that stuff. And so there'll be some nice buildings, a couple nice blocks right in here. That'll be really nice. And then, kind of on the other side of the river, the stream here, you're going to have a little bit more rougher homes right in here. Typically up until about the Fair Expo, the York Expo Center. And then this area here is really nice as well. I call this like a C class neighborhoods, that kind of thing. And maybe these would be like a C minus, kind of rougher neighborhoods, cheaper homes, lower rents, that kind of thing. And then anything north of Route 30 really is just going to be a really nice community, suburb community. You're really not going to have problems renting those out. We've seen an influx of rentals available, and so, but we've seen that across the board, including Lancaster and Dauphin and Cumberland, and all of those counties as well. Uh, but most of what personally, I really like north of this area, north of York, is where I like ours, right close to 83. We've seen a lot of people moving up from Maryland because of it's cheaper rent, it's cheaper taxes, it's cheaper everything. I'm from Maryland compared to Maryland, so we have seen quite a bit of people that willing to travel to work, move up here to the York markets and really like it there. And so Red Lion being another one, Red Lion, Dallastown markets are another one as well. A lot of developments going in here as well. Burkentine Builders is a great company to work with. We bought a couple of their new construction properties. They're a really good company as well. So I really like York as a whole. There's a lot of growth going on there, a lot of building, and we're not seeing really that slowdown as of right now. Maybe a little bit if you're overpriced, and there's opportunity there to buy some good homes. But we've really excited about what we've seen the growth there in the industry, and just really nice, beautiful area to live in as well. And so we just see that desire of people wanting to move here and get out of the inner city. Some of them as well. We had a couple move from Philadelphia, a couple move from Baltimore up into this market here, and so really excited about the promise that York has. So if you're interested in investing in York, maybe in the suburbs of York, whatever, just let us know. Happy to run the numbers for you. Our goal is guiding you to financial freedom through real estate, or guiding you towards financial freedom through real estate. And we just love helping you invest in real estate and seeing that growth. And when you win and it succeeds and it makes you want to do more, you're going to come back to us and say, Sheldon, that was awesome. Let's do that again. And so just highly recommend York County. So consider it, run the numbers, and see if it's right for you, and give us a call.